Earlier, Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed media persons ahead of the session, and he stressed that this parliamentary session is special in many ways, with the most significant aspect being that the 75th anniversary of the Constitution will pass through it. And he also launched a sharp critique on the opposition parties, accusing them of resorting to disruptive tactics in Parliament.
सबसे ज्यादा पीड़ा की बात यह है कि जो नए सांसद होते हैं, नए विचार, नई ऊर्जा लेकर के आते हैं, और ये किसी एक दल में नहीं, सभी दल में आते हैं, उनके अधिकारों को कुछ लोग दबोच देते हैं। सदन में बोलने का उनको अवसर तक नहीं मिलता है। लोकतांत्रिक परंपरा में हर पीढ़ी का काम है आने वाली पीढ़ियों को तैयार करे।
PM Modi urged opposition members to allow Parliament to function smoothly and hoped that time in Parliament can be utilized to further enhance India's global reputation and prestige.
मैं आशा करता हूं कि ये सत्र बहुत ही परिणामकारी हो, संविधान के 75वें वर्ष की शान को बढ़ाने वाला हो, भारत की वैश्विक गरिमा को बल देने वाला हो, नए सांसदों को अवसर देने वाला हो, नए विचारों का स्वागत करने वाला हो। इसी भावना के साथ मैं फिर एक बार सभी माननीय सांसदों को उमंग और उत्साह के साथ इस सत्र को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए निमंत्रित करता हूं, स्वागत करता हूं।
Well, DD India's Vishal Barristow now joins us from Parliament with more on the story. Well, Vishal, day one is adjourned. So, what are the opposition's reasons for disruption in the Rajya Sabha?
Well, a very good afternoon to you, Mark. Yes, and it's not only day one because the business can only be transacted on Wednesday. Both houses have been adjourned till Wednesday. Tomorrow being the Constitution Day, so there would be no business in the Parliament. As we talk about the disruptions, the opposition was very much vocal about the symbol violence in the lower house of the Parliament, and the Treasury benches have been accusing the opposition of playing vote bank politics in the state of Uttar Pradesh. While in the upper house, the leader of opposition, Mr. Kharge, he insisted that there should be a discussion, immediate discussion on the issue of the financial irregularities against Indian business tycoon Gautam Adani. So both houses stayed adjourned, unfortunately, despite of the Prime Minister requesting and appealing to the opposition parties to sit and be responsible to the country and behave responsibly. There has been disruptions in both houses, and now both houses stand adjourned till Wednesday. Mark?
Right, indeed. Vishal, also the Parliamentary Affairs Minister said that the government is willing to discuss any issue on the floor of the House. So one, wonders why disruptions take place, because is there proper procedure being followed to list, business for discussion?
Well, both sides have their own statements, while the opposition says that it is all right to bring important issues before the House. The leader of the House, and when we talk about the Speaker in the lower house and the Chairman in the upper house, they do not agree to the attitude of the government, to the opposition, I beg your pardon. And let me also tell you that after the House was adjourned in the lower house, a delegation of the opposition parties, they met the Speaker and they wrote to the Speaker about the Waqf Board bill, and they said that the Joint Parliamentary Committee, which is expected to give its report on the last working day of the Parliament should be that the tenure needs to be extended because 3 months' time is not enough, and the President and the man heading the joint parliamentary committee does not agree to the demand. So they have met the Speaker, and the Speaker seems to have agreed and has given a kind of assurance that he would look into the matter, and the opposition thinks that there would be an extension to the tenure of the joint parliamentary committee as far as the Waqf board bill is concerned.
Right.
While in the upper house, the ruckus continued on the issue of Gautam Adani. So I'm still not sure whether there would be any business would be transacted on Wednesday. But let's hope that after the assurance given by the Speaker in the lower house, there would be some business, especially in the Lok Sabha on Wednesday. Mark?
Yes, certainly we hope that, Vishal. But, you know, just from the government's point of view, from the Treasury's point of view, they elected to power. They have a plan, in fact, to set up a Viksit Bharat by 2047. They need legislation to be passed. There are bills that are pending. What's expected from an ordinary voter's point of view, somebody who has put people in Parliament? What is expected from the Treasury's legislative agenda? I mean, is it going to be passed easily?
Well, not pass easily, Mark, but given by the numbers, the Treasury has the numbers, so definitely they would have their say. But after the recent elections, especially talking about the general elections, the number of opposition has grown up. So they have some more strength in the Parliament, and that is why they are trying to reinforce their voice, reinforce their unity. But still, they are a divided house because the opposition, mainly led by the Congress party in both the houses, does not have that kind of authority over all the opposition parties, especially the Trinamool Congress, who wants to have its own way. Trinamool does not always have the same, not always on the same page as Congress is. So opposition is a divided house, despite their numbers have increased in comparison to the last general elections. The Treasury will still have its say. The bills would be passed, but as far as the ruckus in the houses, both the houses of the Parliament, well, the opposition is hell-bent that they would like their voices to be heard, and they are accusing the Treasury benches that they are not allowing the opposition to exercise their rights in the Parliament, while the Treasury in Parliament has accused opposition of disrupting the House proceedings and not allowing the House to function, which is very, very unfortunate.
We leave it there. Thank you very much, Vishal Barrister, for joining us from Parliament House with the latest. Now, moving on then, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the ICA Global Cooperative Conference 2024 in the capital, which is New Delhi, in a short while from now. And with the theme, Cooperatives Build Prosperity for All, this conference aligns with India's Sahkar Se Samriddhi vision. It will focus on the role of cooperatives in achieving the UN Sustainable Development Goals. The Prime Minister Modi, will also launch the UN International Year of Cooperatives 2025, which is themed Cooperatives Build a Better World, and unveil a commemorative postal stamp symbolizing India's commitment to the cooperative movement. The event will be attended by Bhutan's Prime Minister Dasho Tshering Tobgay and Fiji's Deputy Prime Minister Manawa Kamikami, and around 3,000 delegates from over 100 countries. So let's now tell you what this International Cooperative Alliance is about. The ICA is a global organization that unites, represents and serves cooperatives around the world. And it was founded way back in 1895 in London. It is one of the oldest and largest non-governmental organizations, which represents 1 billion cooperative members, that is, globally. And with approximately 3 million cooperatives across the planet, the ICA serves as the apex body for the cooperative movement. It has over 306 member organizations across 105 countries. 2024 ICA Global Conference will mark a historic milestone as it takes place in India for the first time. The conference theme is Cooperatives Build Prosperity for All, which highlights people-centric, purpose-driven and progress-oriented nature of cooperatives. India has been a central figure in the development and success of the International Cooperative Alliance, the Asia-Pacific. And India also has been a driving force in shaping cooperative models that have had a profound impact across the Asia-Pacific region. India's cooperative movement is deeply ingrained in its socio-economic fabric. India's cooperative movement also reflects values of unity, mutual aid and collective prosperity. The cooperative sector in India spans various domains such as agriculture, banking, housing and rural development. Cooperatives have been instrumental in empowering marginalized communities. The Indian government has played an active role in supporting the cooperative model. In 2021, the Ministry of Cooperation, it was established and it's strengthened the cooperative sector in India further.